ever since August of last year, I've been lied about. People have been lying about my name, saying I'm anti-Snyder, that I betrayed Zack Snyder, that I'm not a true Snyder fan. And today I'm about to debunk each and every one of those lies spread about me for almost a year, because this started back in August of last year. If you've been keeping up with the channel for quite some time, you know Zack Snyder's Justice League is my favorite movie of all time. And I'm going to bring up receipts. But one of the receipts I got right there is, look at this sign right here. It says hashtag restore the Snyderverse. You got a poster right there. And you even got a sign right here. It's has a Superman logo, and it says, if you seek his monument, look around you. You can probably tell from this far. I also have a Batman versus Superman poster like right here. I love Zack Snyder's DCU, Batman vs. Superman. I love it. Man of Steel, I love it. But I'm going to paint the scenario first of what happened, why I'm now considered anti-Snyder, because there's genuinely been people who have unsubscribed to me, who have sent me messages saying that the reason why they unsubscribed is because I'm anti-Snyder and I'm just lying to get views. That's a fucking lie right there automatically. I'm about to explain it. But I do want to show you the first set of receipts to show you that I'm not anti-Snyder. So you can see here on the screen, that's my Twitter, by the way, if you want to keep up with me on Twitter, there I am. And I posted this tweet that says, this is what being anti-Snyder looks like. Here's this shelf right here. Let me show you some, because I'm anti-Snyder apparently. Apparently I am anti-Snyder. And I'm going to show you receipts. This section right here is literally a section down there of my toys. And you see Darkseid, you see Nightmare Batman, you see Wonder Woman from her Wonder Woman movie, Black Suit Superman, Tactic Suit Batman, Ray Fisher Cyborg, Steppenwolf with his axe, Flash right there at the right, Darkseid down here. You even see like a little Batarang down there. Then you look at the Funko Pops, Jared Leto's Joker, Nightmare Batman, the False God Superman, which this one's my favorite Funko Pop, Black Suit Superman Funko Pop, Wonder Woman Funko Pop. Yes, there are movies here, like you see Die Hard right there, Transformers. So this is like my movie section. But this one right here was dedicated solely based for Zack Snyder. And that's my mini. Look, even here you can see the Wonder Woman movie, the Aquaman movie. I even got the Suicide Squad, the 2016 version. The 2016 version. Now let me show you another section. So man, I really hate Zack's DC. God, I'm so glad I'm not a fan of his. And then look, I have many Zack Snyder shirts, by the way, which let's see if we can get it loading. We have here a shirt of Darkseid with the rest of the Justice League. Then I have the Associate Producer shirt. The Associate Producer shirt. I have that shirt, and right there it is. So anyone claiming I'm anti-Snyder, there's the shirt. Right here you can also see a Man of Steel Superman shirt. I don't know why I didn't get a full picture. I actually have a couple more too. I know right now I'm wearing a King Shark shirt. But yeah, and then we have here a poster of Jared Leto's Joker. It was the first ever image we got of Jared Leto's Joker in the Snyder cut, which I'm not even going to wait for it to load. But yeah, and someone anti-Snyder, why would they have, and for some reason it won't let me pop up the images. I have a Blu-ray copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League and a DVD copy of it. How am I anti-Snyder if I'm willing to buy more than one copy? And not only that, but I'm still paying for HBO Max. So I'm supporting the Snyder movement even financially. With the shirts like the Associate Producer, the Blu-ray DVD. I even have a 4K version of it. Right now it's not with me. I let somebody borrow it. They're not giving it back to me. So I am going to have to call them up to get my 4K copy of it. But even without the 4K copy, you see right here, 2 Zack Snyder copies. Then again, the Batman vs. Superman poster. And here's actually another shirt, Unite the League. And then the Man of Steel shirt. I'll admit this Unite the League shirt's kind of dirty, but to be fair, I need to wash it. Or I think I already washed it because I took these pictures quite some time ago. But anyways, those are the shirts. Those are stuff. Those are some, you would think that somebody anti-Snyder would even avoid buying anything Zack Snyder related. There's some proof. And I still have more Zack Snyder stuff. I just want to share some of it. But let me tell you why people call me anti-Snyder. So my channel got buzz from the Snyder stuff. I started my channel back in 2020. It initially started as movie reviews solely. That's what it started off as. It started off as movie reviews just by themselves. That's how the channel started. But then later I transitioned to movie news. And even prior to this, I had always been vocal about, the Snyder Cut with my friends on my personal Snapchat and Instagram accounts. I remember I would even have people, like my own friends, tell me, what the heck is the Snyder Cut? And you can ask anyone close to me. But, when I transitioned to movie news, I learned I want to be vocal. Because I think at that point, the Snyder Cut had not been announced. There were rumors at that point. We were anticipating that watch party for Man of Steel, where that's eventually where Zack Snyder confirmed it all. But I remember I would talk a lot about it. I would always bring it up. But eventually the Snyder Cut got announced. And ever since then, I've been talking about, why we should support the movie, why we got to go as fans, we should support Zack Snyder's DCEU work, why we should be doing that. And my channel got momentum off the Snyderverse stuff. And I'm going to show you proof that for a long period of time here on the channel, I will nonstop talk about the Snyder stuff. I have a playlist here. Now, this isn't even all the videos, but 52 videos. Snyder Cut trailer reaction. Will the Snyder Cut be good? By the way, this is pre-Snyder Cut being released. This is when we already knew that the movie was coming out. But yeah, DC fan reacts to Jared Leto's Joker coming back as the Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Warner Brothers cancels. By the way, I put Joker here twice. I don't know why I did that. Warner Brothers cancels Snyder Cut after deleting all Snyder Cut footage on social media. By the way, this is actually what happened. Is I don't know if you guys remember, but Warner Brothers deleted everything Snyder Cut related because they had not gotten the rights for the Hallelujah song in the teaser trailer. But yeah, Zack Snyder reveals official Darkseid look for the Snyder Cut. Jared Leto, blah, blah, blah. You see a lot right here. I'm not gonna say too much, but and look, this is what got me buzz when I started talking about Andy Signor and Jody's Corner. And look, even here you can see it. Let me see some videos. Where were we? Crap, they're not here. Okay, Andy Signor is wrong about the Snyder Cut. The Snyder fandom is the best fandom. Jody's Corner is wrong about the Snyder fandom. And then over here I talked about official first look at Jared Leto's Joker. Jared Leto Joker again. Then I even posted like the little commercials they were playing. Then here's my trailer reaction. This till this day is one of my favorite trailer reaction I've ever done about the second official trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Then Joss Whedon's a disgrace. I even talked about Joss Whedon. Then I did an entire live stream about why I love the trailer. Then I said why fans love Zack Snyder. And then over here I was ranting about the DCU's future right here. What is the future of the DCU? Should fans be worried? And then you see a lot of Snyder stuff. Look, even Jody Corner's toxic. Reject the Snyder cult. Hot take, Batman should kill. Even here, a year ago, I made a video called Why Fans Love Ray Fisher. Hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher. Then here, Joss Whedon and Henry Cavill. This was actually a video called I Just Watched a Whedon Cut one last time. And I've yet to watch it since that video. And then Snyder fans are not toxic. Then full reviews. I literally did an early review, which was a 22-second video, then a full review, and then a full live stream, and then another spoiler discussion. I did a lot. And then I ranked the movies after. But I'll tell you when it all started. So then I made this video. So basically Godzilla vs. Kong was being review bombed. Godzilla vs. Kong was being review bombed. With hashtag restore the Snyderverse. And so I decided to make this video right here called The Toxic Side of the Snyder Fandom, a Snyder fan's perspective. Or I think that's what I called it. Yeah, Snyder fan's perspective. That's what I called it. Now, this one didn't get too much heat. It wasn't until later on that this video did gain more traction. That's when it started. But that wasn't the video that started everything. It did start a little bit. Like, I remember I had a couple of subscribers because I had majorly my subscribers were pro Snyder. I've been pro Snyder from the beginning. I've addressed how much I love the Zack Snyder work, even outside of the DCU, which we had Watchmen, 300, Army of the Dead. Well, I don't love Army of the Dead. I like it, but good enough. And, I've talked about his other films. Now, the video that started it off, me being anti-Snyder, as some people claim, is when the Suicide Squad came out, now this we have to remind ourselves that the Suicide Squad was the first DC movie that came out after the Snyder Cut. Now, around the Snyder Cut stuff, Walter Hamada and Sarnoff and many others said that this was a cul-de-sac, that this was going to be released and then that's it. And I even made videos discussing how angry I was that which, by the way, even if you're anti-Snyder, why would you, this is a stupid move. Why would you have this movie, promote the F out of it, promote Darkseid in it, and then say, oh, there won't be anything after? Sounds stupid. Let's say if it was Justice League Part 3, maybe you could do that, but for the first part, you shouldn't do that, realistically. But when Suicide Squad came out, there were Snyder fans who were starting a boycott, who were trying to tell other Snyder fans not to support the DC movies outside of the Zack Snyder projects. And that includes Suicide Squad. Now, I've been excited for Suicide Squad the minute James Gunn was brought on to Warner Bros. And we had no idea what movie he was going to do. With that being said, I did some trailer reactions. I did a live stream saying how excited I am. And that caused a little bit of people telling me, hey, you shouldn't support this movie. You shouldn't support it. And I said, why? It's a DC project. You know, I'm a fan of James Gunn. I'm a fan of the Suicide Squad. I think the trailers look good. I got the shirt here. I got a Blu-ray copy right there. What I didn't expect, though, is when I did my review eventually for the Suicide, because between the time the first teaser trailer came out and the movie came out, I had talked a little bit of Suicide Squad, and then that was it. Then I moved on to other stuff. I talked more about #Restore the Snyderverse. And then eventually the Suicide Squad came out, and everyone already knew I was excited. I always had debates with some of my subscribers, telling them that, hey, look, I understand your love. I understand what you're trying to do. It's just that that's not how it's going to work to me, at least personally, because the Suicide Squad didn't do well financially. That's not going to help the Snyderverse. I reviewed it, and I said on the video that I watched it theatrical and on HBO Max because it was a day-and-date release. And when that happened, I had a couple of comments, a couple messages from not just anyone, but my own subscribers telling me, you betrayed Zack Snyder. How dare you support something outside of the DCU? And I remember I was genuinely flabbergasted. I was genuinely like, what the heck? This ended up with me deleting comments, unfollowing people, because I had realized one of the problems I had is that I rarely ever went against the popular narrative around that time, because I'm still am, of course, a very small YouTuber, but at the time I had only had like a year of YouTube, so I didn't even know much about the landscape and all that. And I was so genuinely shocked when people were mad at me for liking a movie. And even in my review, I said that the Suicide Squad, to me, as great of a movie, as much as I loved it, I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as Zack Snyder's Justice League or Batman vs. Superman. I did think it was better than Man of Steel, but anyways. And around that time, I remember I was so genuinely surprised that it caused me a bit of annoyance. And what this woke me up to was there is and I've always acknowledged there's a toxic side, by the way, but I've never called it out. And I realized the Snyder fandom, the more it's growing, the more toxic fans are going to be involved. And it is a dangerous precedent. And I realized my following of Snyder fans that I have in this community, because it was majorly Snyder fans on my channel, I realized I gotta do something about it. And so you see here on the channel, I did talk about the cult stuff. There was I even called this video, the Snyder fandom is the best fandom. Jonas Quarter's wrong about the Snyder fandom. The Snyder cult doesn't exist. Jonas Quarter's toxic. I always talked about how there isn't a toxic cult-like mentality that Jody and Andy had always claimed. I made a lot of videos I had a lot more, except I had to quickly make this playlist just so that I didn't have to go so much into the channel, so that way you can see a good list right here. But that's a lot of videos. The channel was primarily based on Snyder talk, Snyder DCEU talk. And so what I started doing is I started calling out the toxic fandom. Now, this is what I've said from the beginning. Every fandom has a toxic side. Every one of them. Harry Potter fans, Marvel fans, Star Wars fans, any fandom, and it doesn't even have to be movies. It can be music. It can be music. It can be sports. It can be, I don't know, toy collectible. I don't really follow that many toy collecting channels all that much, but there are toxic fans everywhere. But when you're in a fandom and you have somewhat of a position within that fandom, it is important to call out those toxic ones, because the more you do that, the less people are going to follow that damn trend. And so on the channel, I made dozens of videos saying, hey, Snyder fans, we shouldn't be acting this way. Because here's the thing about toxicity. You don't know when you're being toxic unless you're doing it on purpose. Which 90% of the time, it's not on purpose. Some people are just toxic and they don't realize it. I've done it. I've done it. You probably have done it at once in your life. And that's why I call it out. Because there were so many. And look, only like a good 5% or 5 to 10% of the fandom is toxic. 90% of it is great, amazing people, some of the best fans I've ever met. And look, the Snyder fandom did start off as this small group of people who wanted this movie to be released. Then it started evolving, it started growing, and we did the impossible. We did do the impossible. Like, that's something anti-Snyders are denying, that we did the impossible. We got a movie that somehow should have never seen the day of light, and we got it released. That is genuinely a miracle. That's something almost no other fandom can even say. But because I care so much about this fandom, I made videos calling out the toxicity within it. For example, one of the things was boycotting anything that was a DC project that was not Zack Snyder. I saw some people boycotting the Batman and boycotting Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman 84 didn't have a boycott, actually. That movie just didn't do well because most people don't like it, including me. But I started calling it out. And the more I called it out, the more I had people who were subscribed to me. I had some of them message me telling me, hey, Isaac, I don't think I can subscribe to you. It seems like you're going on a different path. And I said, hey, man, that's fine. You're allowed to choose who you subscribe to. But something I've always said on this channel is I'm going to be completely honest with what I think. I'm not going to shill. I'm not going to simp. I'm not going to lie about my beliefs. And because I care about the Snyder fandom way more than I care about any other fandom, I called that the toxicity. And every time I did, I had someone tell me, oh, why aren't you calling out the Marvel toxicity? I have. Remember my most popular video on the channel, you can click most popular, was a video of me calling out the Marvel fans who were harassing Elizabeth Olsen for not posting on Instagram a message when Chadwick Boseman sadly passed away. That is my most popular video is criticizing the Marvel fans who attacked Elizabeth Olsen, and yet for some reason people said I was biased and that I'm attacking only Snyder fans because I don't understand the fandom. No, I understand it. I've been in this damn fandom since 2017 or 2018. I remember early on when Justice League came out and then the hashtag released the Snyder cut, started trending, started becoming popular. I was there from literally near the beginning. I remember 2018. Anytime I told anyone I was a DC fan, I was harassed, I was attacked. Everyone kept saying that, Marvel is far superior, and yet I would always defend DC because I have a deep love for DC. But now when I call out the toxicity within our fandom, I get called betrayal. I get called, a non-fan. Somebody even claimed that that I'm lying about me liking the Zack Snyder projects, which is that's a lie in and of itself, saying that I didn't like this, when yet I'm always making videos about how much I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. It is my favorite movie of all time. Now, I have used the term Snyder cult. I have used that term. There isn't a Snyder cult. I've said that every time. There isn't a group of people who go around, meet every Sunday, and start chanting Snyder chants. That does not exist. But that term exists because there are people within the fandom who are so blatantly idiotic and so ignorant that they're willing to tell people that if you like anything outside of Zack Snyder's DCU projects, that you are deemed as lesser. I've seen that fucking happen. I remember one of the times I made those videos, I had somebody sent me an anonymous message on Twitter of videos of me praising Marvel movies, me praising Marvel in general, and saying, hey, you're a Marvel show, so you have no right to talk about the fandom. No, shut the fuck up. I'm a DC fan. DC is my favorite thing. Growing up with the comics, growing up loving the Christopher Reeve movies, the Michael Keaton movies, the Christian Bale movies. I grew up loving DC. And then when we got to Man of Steel, I love Henry Cavill. To me, is still my favorite Superman. I've always defended him. Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. To me, he is the definitive Batman. I've even defended Jared Leto's Joker. He's not my favorite because I do think Heath, Joaquin, even Barry Keoghan, Jack Nicholson, I think we've had many more far better Jokers, but even I defended Jared Leto's Joker. And even early on when I started this channel, one of the first videos that gained somewhat attraction, which I did end up deleting because there was copyrighted music on it, was Jared Leto's Joker deserves a second chance. That he eventually did, and that video, I really wish I kept it up, but it had copyrighted material. And yet, I'm called anti-Snyder because I call out the toxic Snyder fans, which I've made only like less than 10 videos on, by the way. And then I always hate the excuse of, well, those toxic fans are a minority. No. Yes, they are the minority. But remember, they're going to keep expanding and expanding and expanding. And as Snyder fans, and I believe not enough Snyder fans on YouTube or Instagram or the popular ones like Gerald, Mercury, anyone like that. The problem with this fandom is we're so blatant, we ignore everything. Because at the end of the day, while yes, we are having a good message of wanting to restore the Snyderverse, getting part 1, part 2, you use people loving the Batman, loving the Suicide Squad as an attack when it shouldn't be. And there's been this new account called Dr. Shochill. He calls himself the Snyder Cult. He's exposed every one of these sons of bitches. Because a lot of people tried using the fact that he loves the new, Robert Pattinson Batman, as a way to go against him. In reality, why can't you like both? And that's why I'm so critical about the Snyder fandom, because there are fans within this fandom who attack others for liking other projects. We're doing exactly what happened at the beginning, where people attacked us for believing in a movie that was never supposed to exist. The Snyder Cut was never supposed to exist. And we pulled off the miracle. You, the Snyder fans out there, everyone that's a Snyder fan, you guys pulled off a miracle. I was a part of that. We all did it together. We did the impossible. But at the time, we were harassed. We were attacked. I remember one time there was this channel that had like 10K subscribers. I haven't seen this channel. I don't know if they deleted their channel. And I commented #release the Snyder Cut. And I got timed down, and they were saying how I'm believing a false narrative or something like that. And this was way before I even started YouTube, by the way. And we were harassed and we were attacked. But now we're doing the same exact thing that we were so against. I've literally had Snyder fans tell me to go kill myself. You know, a fandom that has raised so much money for suicide prevention, that speaks about suicide prevention, and yet you're telling others to kill themselves. And I've seen this happen to other people who are anti-Snyder. So now this narrative of anti-Snyder, there's no backbone to it, because I'm not an anti-Snyder. But yet I've been lied about. People have lied about my names, and I brought up the receipts. And literally one time I had a chat with somebody who said I'm anti-Snyder because I'm calling some people in the fandom Snyder cultist. And, you know, I asked him, all right, pulled up the receipts. What did I say in those videos that made me look like I was against the Snyder fandom? Even though in every video I addressed that most Snyder fans are good people. Most. But some people are too ignorant to watch the full video and to actually hear me out. Because at the end of the day, That is a major problem within the fandom. We're ignorant. We're stupid. There's a large amount of people in this fandom that are very ignorant, and we're doing exactly what we went through at the beginning of this fandom. We are. That's what's happening. And I'm so sick and tired of it. And it's funny because, you know, you'll have a lot of these like, channels say that they call out toxic Snyder fans. I do it and I get attacked by some Snyder fans. And again, I'm always saying it's a vast minority. But yet I get attacked for it. And I've been slandered, and I'm not going to put up with it. I supported the Snyder fandom. That's the reason why my channel has a decent decent amount of subscribers. I love you all. But don't ever lie about my fucking name like that. And this goes to everyone who thinks I'm anti-Snyder. Because I'm not. And if you think I'm anti-Snyder, you're either ignorant or you're a special kind of stupid. You really are. And I'm sorry, but I'm sick and tired of that narrative. And if you are anti-Snyder, as long as you ain't being toxic, I ain't going to talk about you. And I called out, and I literally call out Jody and Andy all the time. I even called out John Campea at one point. I do all that. But yet when I make a couple of videos talking about the toxicity within the fandom, that's when everyone loses their mind. Because I'm not going to gaslight people. I'm going to tell you my honesty. I'm not going to gaslight people for views. Because at the end of the day, I care more about my integrity than views. But anyways, that's it for today's video. You guys let me know in the comment sections, what do you think of what I had to say? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.